Welcome back to another episode of Singing the Tea. You already know I'm your host, Dustin Singer Actor Lewis. Sometimes I sing, sometimes I give you all of the reality TV tea, but it's absolutely what you want and it's definitely what you need. And child, baby, our girls are back. We are so back. We are so back. The Real Housewives of Atlanta, I almost said Potomac. The Real Housewives of Atlanta are back on our screens, and baby, I could not be happier. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know off the top, this gonna be a doggone good season because this episode gave me everything I needed. It's giving me the vibes on certain people I need. Certain people I already know I'm gonna be questioning them this season, but we definitely about to talk about it. Now listen, if you're new here, don't forget to if you're new here, hit the subscribe button so you get all the notifications when I do drop something new. Hit the notification bell button, all that good stuff, right? Comment, like, subscribe, share the family members, share the friends so we can grow our community. And child, listen, let's have us a good time while we spill the tea on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, the episode's titled A Warm Welcome. And listen, when they had the lady, I was like, who is that, Porsha? I said, Porsha looking good with that long ponytail, baby. She got the good go naked hair. And then, baby, when she had turned around, that was Cynthia. I said, ooh, girl, Cynthia had scared me a little bit. They had her pulled tight. You hear me? Cynthia went in there. She said, just a little refresh. She looked good, but she was pulled tight. And baby, when I tell y'all, the people online had me screaming. Somebody said, Cynthia need to scratch. She struggled a little bit to turn around. When I tell you I was hollering when I seen that. And when I think the thing that I love about this, especially this first episode, is the energy that I'm seeing about it online, right? Like, I think that everybody's vibe about the season so far is fun. It's lighthearted. I think that we are ready and we need something fun like this. So I'm excited for it. So, we see some opening scenes, with Phaedra and Aiden talking about his prom. And then we see Kelly dropping off her daughter to college. But then, we really get into our first scene with the Oakleys, right? So I'm going to stop saying right every 5 minutes. I need to stop saying that. So we get into the Oakleys. And, they're having them a little barbecue. And we see Charles is still going to be Charles, baby. He's still going to cut up and be a hoot and half. He's still going to work Angela's nerves. And we love every ounce. So, she starts talking to him about the comment that he made about their marriage, about somebody put something in his drink for them to get married. Angela, Charles is one of those people, and it bothered her, right? You could tell it bothered her. You know it bothered her. But that's his personality. Like, that is going to be Charles's personality. That's what you married the man for. I'm sure he was like that when y'all were dating. He ain't gonna change now, girl. I think that he was just joking, but I think the way he delivers his jokes sometimes, it just comes off a little bit dry. But I don't think that he mean it like that. I don't. So you can calm down, girl. It's gonna be okay. But she lets it be known, to be clear, she ain't really worried about nothing. She ain't finna be chasing after these rumors with Charles this season. Y'all say something about Charles. They say he got a roller set. They can say Charles got 1 million or 2 women out there. She don't care nothing about it. She gonna move on. And that's what we gonna do. Move on to the next scene. So we see the queen, baby, the queen of Atlanta. She is the new queen of Atlanta, of Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's gonna be Miss Porsha. She always got it going on to me. I love me some Porsha. I love the lies and fairy tales that she gives. I love the delusions of grandeur that she gives us. And I love every ounce of the fabulosity that she gonna give us too. And the baby looks good. Porsha looks doggone good. You can't deny it. So we see her pulling up to meet K. Michelle. Okay. I'm excited about K. Michelle joining this cast. I'm a huge K. Michelle fan. Always have been. Like, before she was on Love and Hip Hop, when she was doing her when she had her first record deal, I was on K. Michelle back then. Like, I love K. Michelle. So when I see her join the cast, I was excited for it. And, she opens up and she tells us that she's finally releasing her country album. That has been something that K. Michelle has been wanting to do from the start. For those who are true fans, or if you don't know this, back in the day, K. Michelle got a scholarship for yodeling in college. So country is in her roots. She's from Memphis, Tennessee. The girl is true to that. She ain't new to it. So I'm really, really excited. And I think that everybody is excited for that. Even Beyonce recognized her and gave her flowers because this is the arena that K. Michelle needs to be in. So I think that Beyonce kind of opened the door for more black people to be in that space or get back into it, because there always have been black people in that space. Just Beyonce's work just kind of elevated it a little bit more to put more eyes over there in that arena. So I like that. So, Portia's talking to her about the party that she has coming up. And okay, one thing I'm gonna say about Kay, this is not an episode of Albert Elementary. This is not an episode of The Office. Stop staring at the camera every 5 minutes, girl. Like, you gotta stop looking at the camera every 5 seconds. Every time somebody say something, you looking dead at the camera, girl. Look away. Look at the people on the screen. You've been doing this. You know what to do. Stop looking at the screen. But we love Kay nonetheless. So, Porsha is talking about her party. She wants to have a little dinner party at her house. And she's going through the guest list of all of the ladies that she's inviting, right? So, y'all, that's just my filler word today. It is going to be what it is. I don't know why I keep saying that. Anyway, let's talk about it. So they go into who's going to be on the guest list. And of course, Shamea is brought up. And Porsha lets it be known, she cool with inviting Shamea. She's cool with the rest of the ladies. Why not invite Shamea? That's my ex-best friend. We're in a new arena. We're in a new space. Me and her, we can just go along and get along. So I think that it's good that she is open to Shamea being there. And the way that they ended things last year was really wild, but I think that they can get on a better accord. Or so I thought they could. But when I get to the end of the episode, I kind of have different feelings and thoughts about them. So we're going to definitely talk about that as well. So, the topic of drewsidora comes up, and Porsha just lets Kay know, like, hey, we're not fighting with her. We're not doing that, Kay. You are a new Kay. This is a new arena for you. We're not doing it. And Kay gets emotional because, and I don't know if it was some drama between them two, or maybe Drew has said things in the past about Kay. I don't really know, because I didn't know why that was being brought up. I mean, Drew is a singer. She's an actress. So is Kay. She's a phenomenal singer. She does her acting thing too. But I've never seen their paths cross. So I don't understand why that was something that was brought up. But Kay has had some heat in the past from the Atlanta girls. Like, the whole drama with her on Love and Hip Hop, with her and Rashida, and all of the fallout between all of that. Her and Tamar have had issues. So there's been a lot of fallout with Kay, and Atlanta has been some mean girls to her in the past in some ways. Kay didn't help the situation, but she did have some stuff that happened to her, and people, really, when somebody says something happened to them, baby, you gotta believe them. Believe them, because everything that lady said happened to her was true. Like, so it came out in the courts, allegedly, all that came out in the court. So we gotta believe the girl. All right, so we see Kelly. After that scene, we see Kelly and Shamea. We see Kelly and Shamea pulling up to Shamea's house. And they're making baskets for Kelly's daughter. I get, like, some of the items that Shamea was putting in the basket. I think put the condoms in there, put all of that in there, just so she has that safe space, right? It's good for her to have her own, instead of her having to go out and try to find her own. Just go ahead and put it there so she have her ready if something does happen. I don't know if I'm gonna be giving her liquor though. Like, yeah, I was drinking in college, but I was drinking in college, but my mama didn't want to buy me no liquor. Like, that was weird. Yeah, we gonna be drinking. I understand this is a safe space. And listen, I'm not a parent. Cool. I would say my parents. I didn't drink with my parents until I became an adult. Like, and then even then, my parents. My dad drinks. My mom don't drink. So I ain't never really drank with them like that. So I don't know. That was a little. I don't know, it's just weird. But once again, just my upbringing, it was a little odd to me, but hey. Cool. Now, my cousins, on the other hand, we drink the house down, and that's just going to be that on that. So, if it's a cousin that's going to school, we're going to make sure you get some liquor. Absolutely. So, I'm cool with that, too. You know what, my nephew, if he want to call me, hey, Uncle Dustin, I need to give me a little piece. All right, I got you. He cool. We all right. We all right with that. So, Shamea talks about her opening her rum company in Ghana, or going to Ghana for her rum company. Cool. Shamea's a boss, man. She be that girl. She really, really, truly is that girl. We said it last season. We're going to say it this season. She is that girl when it comes to certain aspects. Now, when it comes to the hunt Porsha of it all, she was a little shocked that Porsha gave her an invite. She was like, maybe Porsha forgot that I was on a group text. Porsha didn't forget you was on a group text, girl. Y'all are part of this show. She going to make sure you there. It is what it is. But y'all need to figure out what's going on between y'all's friendship. Now, when Shamea was acting out them text messages, The first 2 seconds was funny, and it just ran on a little bit long for me. Like, it just ran on a little bit long, and I was like, girl, we can cut this and we can move on to the next thing, because it was just a little bit much. But overall, it was a funny, cute scene that Shamia had on there. So I'm excited for them to meet. We're going to see what's going on with these 2 ladies. I don't know. So they talk about bringing dates, and they're like, well, who is Porsha gonna bring? You know, because she ain't with Simon no more, so who's she gonna bring? And then Kelly makes a comment about Porsha bringing somebody in that man's house, Simon's house. That ain't Simon's house. That's her house, baby. She wanted a divorce, so guess what? It's hers. Her divorce is final. It's hers. That's that lady house. Yeah, he might have lived there, but he don't live there no more. So she want to bring somebody else in there and want to gallivant them all through the parlors, the hallways, the boudoir, everything she want to do. She got the right to do it, and she all right with me by doing so. Now, Kelly, how about that? Your man probably paid for your little townhouse that you still living in. That's all right. Ain't nobody mad at you for it. Don't try to come for Miss P. Now, I don't know what it is about Kelly. I think the thing with Kelly is, I think we're going to definitely talk about it in the next episode. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But Kelly just irks me a little bit when it comes to this Porsha and Shamia thing. I think she enjoys it a little bit too much, if you ask me. I think she's enjoying their demise of their friendship a little too much. And we're going to leave that there. But I think that Porsha party going to be cute. I think it's going to be a good time. So speaking of Porsha's party, we actually make it to the party. And child, that dress that Porsha had on, first of all, I'm at a loss for words. Because the way that lady was, baby, that dress was painted on her. Do you hear me? Porsha's body was everything in that dress. Porsha, the bob, baby, her bob was completely folded up. It wasn't folded under. It was flipped up. And I was here for it. She had to swoop to the loop. She had it going on. Porsha looked good. Porsha gets it right. Her confessionals, 10. Kelly, your confessionals are not it. Too many ostrich feathers for me. K. Michelle confessional look good. Everybody's confessionals look good for the most part. I just don't care for Kelly's. Shamia looks good too on hers. Everybody looks good. Everybody looks good. Now, child, Cynthia pull up to the party and she got, I didn't know if that was a voodoo doll, a cut with the man dreads on it. I didn't know what was going on Cynthia had, but she was like, oh, he here. So she FaceTimed her man because he can't make it. I think he's a rapper or a singer that she's dating. Some younger gentleman. Then we see Charles and Angela pulling up and they were like, ooh, girl, the ghost of Charles is rocking right here. When them producers had put that ghost of Charles dancing around the background, it was so funny. Like, when I tell you it's so funny, baby, I had to put it in the thumbnail. Like, I had to put a little ghost of a ghost of Simon in the thumbnail because it just had me weak. It was so funny. And we see Phaedra pulling up with her dude. Good to see that they're still dating. Are they officially dating, or it's just her guy that she brings around? Their relationship seems so weird because of how Phaedra is. Phaedra is just very one of those, like, she gives us enough. Or she feels like she gives us enough, but we don't really know what the ins and outs of that situation is. We didn't know what it was when they were on Married to Medicine, and we don't know what it is now. And I love that they didn't give it too much. They were just like, oh, hey, man, how you doing? Just go ahead. We'll never know what's really going on with that situation. So Drew makes it, and she got Black from Black Smoke. He got some mess going on online on his own. We ain't even gonna talk about that because this ain't the platform. This is about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But we see Black there with Drew on the FaceTime. Drew, you could have just showed up without a date if that's the case. Having this man here on FaceTime at the party was weird. It didn't make sense. And I'm with Porsha. If everybody gonna FaceTime that man, baby, I could just Uber some food to y'all house and we could just all got on the line. That's what she should have did, because that was just weird, Drew. And then wasn't Black, I don't know if Black officially got married, or maybe he was married. I know I don't know. I know he had a wife and then, or girlfriend, and then he just popped out as single. I don't know, but kudos to her. So we see K. Michelle and her husband pull up. He's a handsome man. Just an average dude. Not an average dude. He's a dentist. So, phenomenal, smart Black man. Shout out to her. Her and this man have been together for quite some time on and off. Because I remember when she had her own show, he would make appearances on there and they were dating then. Then they went to marriage boot camp and then they separated. And now they're officially married. So Shout out to them for being married. That's cool. Now, we see, hold on, who do we see, child? That threw me off. All right, so Porsha man Mike, he makes up, and we've seen it, he makes it there. We've seen Mike before. You know, Mike has shown up on a couple of different things. Mike has been on Love and Ready for Love, I think is what he was on. And he's also done stuff like Funny Marco, I believe. So he's like a comedian guy. I don't know if I'm believing this relationship, especially now that we know that Porsha's with Sway. I ain't really feeling her with this dude, Mike. Don't get me wrong, he's a handsome man. I just don't know if I truly see Porsha with him. Like, he doesn't give the type of guy that I see somebody dating seriously. But anyway. So, you know, the girls are grilling the man, you know, but we see Shamia, she still ain't at the party. And we see Pinky Cole, who owns Slutty Vegan, pulling up to Shamia's house. So they're catching up, you know, Slutty Vegan. I mean, that's she's the CEO, she's the creator of that. She a boss, and I'm excited to see her on the show. I don't know, for transparency, I didn't know if I necessarily saw this for Pinky. I don't know if Pinky is going to give us the real Housewives of Atlanta fabulosity that we are truly going to be needing, but we'll see. It's only one episode in. I just didn't get that from Pinky. She seems cool. She seems like a boss. I mean, she is a boss. I never would have envisioned her on this, but she's here. I'm excited for it. I think that she'll give us something interesting and new. So, you know, Shamia lets us know that her man Gerald can't make it, you know, and they're extra late anyway. So everybody's trying to figure out what Shamia at. Drew, for some reason, is obsessed with figuring out what Shamia is. And Porsha's like, oh, well, you know, it's raining outside. You know, she could be a little late. And then, well, but Porsha, it's not raining anymore. Girl, don't worry about it, Drew. God, leave. Like, Drew just want to get stuff started. Like, that's my issue with Drew. Like, girl, just focus on you. You got a lot going on. You 2-3 years into your divorce. You got a lot going on, girl. Focus on the man on FaceTime and move on. So, you know, Kelly pulls up and we see her at Porsha's house. You know, she got her man. Apparently, everybody know who her man is too, baby. Everybody got a rental man, allegedly. Everybody is renting a man out in Atlanta. Which, y'all do y'all thing, baby. If y'all got to rent them, enjoy it. Enjoy the men's. Make sure y'all getting y'all money worth. So, you know, Shamia makes it, you know. And one thing I'm going to say, Porsha gave Shamia a hug. She gave her a warm welcome. She was polite to the girl. In the confessional, she didn't say nothing about her. She was just like, oh, cool. You know, I'm glad that she came. You know, I'm glad me and her are in this good space. Shamia, here's going to be the downfall when it comes to the you and Porsha situation. You talking about it too much and you going too in depth with y'all's issues and you're making it a thing while Porsha isn't saying anything. Porsha's giving nothing. You are giving us everything. And it's going to backfire on you later at the reunion. I'm telling you now. It's going to backfire because Porsha's going to say them. And the rest of the people are going to be like, well, Porsha ain't say nothing about you. She ain't really say nothing about you. She always was like, oh, me and her in a good space. I think that we put a good button on things. We just existing how we are now. And you have all this extra kind of stank to put on situations. And even, we'll talk about it later, you even did something I was like, girl, like, you are on camera. Like, you giving them too much. You clearly are bothered by this Porsha situation. And I understand you being bothered by it. I truly, truly do. But you are giving too much energy on the negative side of it because I think you're expecting for her to do something shady. And we just need you to exist in this space. That's all we want you to do. Just simply exist. Don't give it too much because you're not doing nothing necessarily wrong, if that makes sense. So just think about that. All right, so when Porsha and her man, you know, they were asking her, well, hey, when did y'all meet? And she said, oh, we met around during COVID, right when COVID ended. Everybody's like, girl, wasn't you, they ain't say it to her, but in the confessional, wasn't you with Simon? Wasn't you with this man? Now, I hollered again when they had Porsha go up there like to the altar, her and the man Mike, and they had the ghost of Simon walk by. I do not know why please let that be like a thing. That man probably gonna sue Bravo. That man he gonna listen, cause y'all playing in that man's face. It is too funny to me. I'm sorry. If I was Simon, I'd be in my seat fuming. Do you hear me? Cause y'all got the ghost of Simon Pass dancing all in the videos, all in the background. That man didn't ask for this. This man wants to be set free. That man wants you to go away from him with this. This is too funny. It's too much, and I live for every ounce of it, baby. When I tell y'all that is the funniest part of this episode. I loved it. So, Porsha, she starts playing some games and asking the girls questions. And I love the questions that she was asking, right? Asking, Kay, hey, when you do, who gets mad and wants to, for makeup sex or whatever. Like, I love the questions that she gave. And, she passed the question to Shamia, and Shamia gave an answer like, hey, ain't nothing about my man. I'll replace everything about my man. It's perfect. Which Portia's like, girl, that's the answer. That's a great answer. Like, cool, we good with that. And I love that she did that to not make it a drama thing. And then Drew was like, oh, well, where is he? Where is Gerald? We don't see him. And she was like, well, he's where your man is. He was traveling issues. He couldn't make it. Oh, is that what's going on? She was like, yeah. She was like, girl, you good? Like, Shamia, what's going on? Not Shamia. Drew, you good? And I love when Phaedra was even like, not Phaedra, Cynthia was like, Gerald ain't never around. So why are you concerned with him being around now? The man is never there. Like, he's never here. So why do you care so much now? It was really weird, Drew, and it just seemed like you were trying to make a scene, and it didn't need all that. It did not need all that. It was confusing. It didn't make no sense. But you know what, Shamia, your body looked good. Shamia's body looks good, girl. She looks good. So, where am I at? Alright, so Kelly Pinky. Oh, Kelly was talking about Pinky Fashions. Pinky Fashions is alright. She didn't look bad. She was good. She really did look good. It just was interesting to see Kelly talk about her fashions. That was kind of funny to me. Now, so Phaedra talking about black. Oh, Phaedra's talking about black on the phone. Okay, let's talk about that real quick. I'm glad I saw that note. This man was on the phone for hours, just sitting there. And she was like, I don't know if he had a colostomy bag. I don't know what the man got. He don't got to get up to use the bathroom, go grab him something to eat, take a sip of water. The man was just sitting here smiling. Girl, Charles over there talking about he need his hair braided. It just was a mess. It was so weird. Like, honestly, Black, they made you look goofy. They really just made you look goofy. Like, that was, it was so cringy. Like, you just sitting there on FaceTime for a dinner. Like, it just was weird. It was so weird. Don't even know why they allowed that. And honestly, Drew, your phone ain't died, girl. I'm shocked. Like, I don't know what type of battery you got on your phone, baby, because I need that. Because mine be ready to die at any moment. So, Phaedra was talking about Porsha need to write a book, baby, because she got the good pee. She do. Porsha, you need to, baby, teach us your ways, baby, because one thing about you going to keep somebody. You going to keep somebody on whatever end it is, and we happy, we proud of you. Teach us what you got, what you clean with, what you wash with. Let the people know so that we can buy it in abundance, because, girl, you got it going on. So, the men go to have their cigars. The ladies go to the couches. They having a conversation. And, we see Angela ask, hey, Shamia, how are you and Porsha? Like, how do y'all feel about being here? Good to see y'all in this space. And, they let it be known after their last conversation, they feel like that was a good way to end things. They feel like they're in a good space moving forward. Shamia feels like she was greeted with good energy. And it's good to see them in this space, and I'm happy about it. So then, they're asking Shamia about her and Drew. And, child, they ain't never going to be on no good accord. Because Drew is dead set on having an issue with Shamia. Now, I will say this. Shamia, the apology video that you made was weird. It was a weird apology video because it was just, okay, I want to apologize to everybody. It was just super odd because if I remember correctly, it came out like right before the reunion. And it just didn't, it just was weird. Like, it was just like, well, girl, what did you do? Like, you don't got to apologize to everybody. Like, in this space, you are going to offend some people. There are going to be some people who are aggravated by you. It's okay. Like, you don't got to do that video. It was another cringy moment. And Shamia, it just wasn't needed. So y'all start going back and forth about that, you and Drew. And then Drew was like, when she was reenacting the apology video, now that was funny. But I'm with Drew on this a little bit. Shamia, you apologize, but then at the same token, on the same end, you were also like, well, I could have went harder on Drew, but I didn't. But she keep it up, I will. Like, I get where she coming from. What you mean by that? Go ahead and air it out. So Shamia had said, well, Drew, you so worried about me, but you was throwing your bestie Angela under the bus to Phaedra. And they was like, ooh, Angela was like, no, hold on, what's going on? What's the tea? So, Phaedra chimes in and she was like, well, you were talking about the receipts and your friend Drew didn't necessarily agree with him. Because Phaedra, she let it be known, hey, you over there on the side of people who don't like me, I don't want to build no relationship with you. And then Drew was like, well, I don't necessarily agree with everything that she was saying. Baby, when Phaedra had said, I had them pull the footage at the Hawks game, and that didn't happen when somebody came to talk to you. And everybody's like, girl, you can pull the footage. What's the tea? Let us see it. We all want to see the footage. And babe, when I say production got that lie real quick, see, Phaedra, back in the day, you used to collide like that. Them people said, we got enough good people leaving the show because of you and your lies. We're going to catch you in them. Baby, they asked her in the confessional. Phaedra said, well, no, I didn't have the footage pulled. What I was saying was I can get somebody to allegedly pull the footage if I needed to see if somebody did walk up to her at the game. See, Phaedra, you getting caught up in your lies and we don't care nothing about it. We don't care nothing about it. They gonna make you look like a fool with that blonde wig. See, if you go back to your black natural looking hair, your lies and stuff would carry on a little bit more. Because you already lied to us in this blonde wig. We don't like it. So you're going to have to get that together, girl. But they caught you quick with that lie in your confessional. Baby, it's so much calamity going on. Kay said, this is too much. Kay said, this is too much. I'm going to go out here with the fellas and smoke me a good cigar. She said, I don't even smoke. But I need to get out here with them because these ladies is acting up on fool. Now, Kay, if you're going to be around here, you're going to have to cut up with the girls. Because we know you love a good cut up. And we love to see you and Charles over there being good buddies, baby. Because both of y'all like to cut up and cause mess. And that was too funny. Kay and her confessionals is funny, and I'm loving every ounce of it. I really do like her. She gonna give us something this season. Trust and believe. I know she is. So, after they just kind of end that because they're like, we not going nowhere with this situation. Kelly talks to Porsha, and she was like, well, hey, she wanted to talk to Porsha about the text messages between her and Shamia. And I'm glad that Porsha shut it down. Like, hey, whatever text messages between me and Shamia, that's between me and Shamia and our relationship. And Porsha let me know, I don't like the fact that you trying to interject yourself in this and you trying to make a thing a thing. If she wants to discuss it with me and her can discuss it. You need to stay out of it. And I agree with Porsha wholeheartedly. That has nothing to do with you, Kelly. You're like, well, can y'all just hold hands? I want to see. Kelly, you doing too much. And I'm with her. You trying to antagonize the situation. You trying to cause a moment. You trying to cause a scene. At the end of the day, Kelly, you are friends with Shamia, so you're going to take Shamia's side regardless. So that's fine, but just stay there and let that be what it's going to be. You can't force Porsha to go over here and be friends with Shamia because you just want to see it. Because honestly, you just taking Shamia's side. And don't get me wrong, there are some moments where Shamia is right. There are some moments when Porsha is right. You just need to stay out of it because you are closer to Shamia in this situation and it's never going to be cool. So you need to stay out of it. But Porsha lets it be known, I'm a good host. I ain't finna get this girl together right now. But next time I see her, I will. I will let her know what time it is. And I'm ready to see that. Because Porsha, you need to get her together. Because she was too in the mix. So, everybody go outside with the fellas. And we see Porsha, man, Martin Luther King, Mike Luther King, over there making a speech at this man's Simon house, allegedly. I'm just playing. That's Porsha's house. I just had to give a little piece because that's what Kelly and them was saying and Shamia and them was saying in the confessional. And, the night ends, with him placing a little kiss on her lips. They talked to him about kissing. So, when Porsha was all on the man back, you see Shamia back there doing all this. Shamia, it is not going to fare well for you at the reunion. That's all I'm going to say. So, Shamia, there are going to be some moments where you're going to have to stand 10 toes down in these things and these moments that you've done. Because at this moment, Porsha has done nothing to you. And you're going to have to stand on it. Because some things going to be like, what was our issue there? Because me and you was cool. We squashed our beef. Why were you giving me all this in my house? And you're going to have to answer to it, girl. So, Shamia, you starting off interesting. You starting off a little interesting. You looking amazing, but you starting off interesting, girl. But y'all, I think that this season is gonna be phenomenal. I'm loving what the ladies are bringing so far. So if you are liking the Real Housewives of Atlanta so far, let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, share with a family member, share with a friend. We're gonna keep this train on the tracks. But until next time, have a good one, everybody.